So the Spectres received a pretty big buff, supposedly in 0.3, right? You have this, spirit cost has been adjusted. Now it's not uniform between all the Spectres. Certain ones that are higher cost less, and certain ones that are lower cost a little bit more. And then there's a blanket 25% more damage at all gem levels, however that's calculated. But recently, just today, right, item changes. This just got nerfed. Talisman of Ralakesh was, it used to be 8% reservation efficiency, now it's 6. So this basically puts maximum reservation more in line with Dawn of the Hunt, Gemling Legionnaire. So that sucks. That sucks for us, right? But at the end of the day, the question is this buff for spirit cost good enough, right? For 0.3. Now, a little bit of backstory for the lore of Dawn of the Hunt. Initially, 0.2, it was hard. It was super difficult. They did a bunch of nerfs to the campaign to lower down the power of the monsters and stuff like that. The best Spectre at that time was the Valguard because of the cost. They only cost 50, and they actually did a decent amount of damage with what they had. But now, because the campaign in 0.2.1 is where it is now, a lot more Spectres should be viable, right? And then we also have to check the cost of them, how much they cost. So maybe you can actually have more of them. That's more viable in campaign. So what I'm about to show you, right? If you don't know, that there's elite versions of the Spectres. That's going to play a huge role into these buffs. If they don't add any elite Spectres, it's going to be kind of sad. So I'm really banking on there being elite Spectres. So let me show you, before I show you these elite Spectres, I'll show you my gear, right? So the thing why I'm showing you this gear is because the investment cost versus the total performance that we're going to get on the high end of Spectres. Right now, I have a Prism of Belief +3. The Spectres are level 37, right? If I put in a Minion Mastery, the bladedash Trancendants will be 37, or Death Knights. And then I have plus Minion here with Spirit, right? I have a +3 Minion Helm with a reduced reservation socket, so you can get another socket, but you know, we'll talk about reservations and cost in another video, or that was in another video. And then I have this Scepter, right? This is 181 Spirit, 16% increased attack speed, 40% damage. Like, it's not to flex my gear, but it's to show you the amount of investment that you have to get the performance that you're about to see. And then on top of that, I have 2 Ever-Grasping Rings on top of Unholy Might with, you know, the mana stacking. So I have 100% extra chaos damage. Right, so if you look at it, then all this gear is however much it costs. So the performance that you're getting, what you're looking at on the left, this is the Elite Death Knights. Pardon this part, the recording got messed up. And then the right is the normal Death Knights. Right, so you can see the Elite versus the normal version. There's quite a big difference in the damage gap. They also have an extra ability. So what I'm hoping for is all the really good Spectres, right, or all the really good enemies in 0.3 actually have Elite versions. So if you're looking at it, see, we've killed them already. It's basically in 3 times the time. 3 times the damage and that same amount of time. So what we need to have in 0.3 is elite versions of Spectres along with the increased damage buff. Just because of that. So now I'm going to show you. These are the bladedash Trancendants. These are the non-elite versions. These are a really good melee Spectre. So, you know, you put lightning infusion on them, they shock. So it's pretty awesome, easy to get armor break, and they do decent amount of damage, right? These are normal elite Spectres, you know, juice to the gills with high investment. So the thing is, with all that investment, is this a good reflection of how fast you should be doing, or how much DPS that you should have, right? Basically kill Zesht in about 30 seconds, but this is 300 divines worth of gear. And what I always think about is Mark Roberts saying at some point your character should feel powerful. So with the extra buffs, right, to quality, extra level, more damage, and then who knows, all the other lineage supports that you've got, you know, is that all going to be enough? I think maybe the big defining factor for me is going to be if there's elite versions of it. If there's elite versions of it, for sure, you're going to see like pretty decent damage, pretty decent bossing, and I think it'll be fun in the end game. At least, you know, once you start really min-maxing, I think it'll be really fun. All right, now I'll leave you with this. Here's a little sneak peek, right? Let me go to this fountain. Oops. Blow these guys up. And then you hit a Death Storm. Pretty cool. Peace out. See you guys in 0.3.